In this lesson, I'm going to demonstrate the concept of the do-while loop, which is similar to a while loop, except that a do-while loop is guaranteed to execute at least one time. And the syntax, of course, is first we define the do part, and then we do the while loop, and finally we get the output. So let me in fact demonstrate. It's much easier that way, and then we'll take a look at line by line how the code looks like and then the concept behind the do while loop. So let's jump right in, open up our Java Eclipse editor. So once we're in the Eclipse editor, let me go ahead and right click on the Java introduction folder here. Let's go to our new and then choose class. We are going to call this the do while. Click finish, and this opens up the dowhile.java. So here my public class is do while, and set of parentheses I'm going to in fact do a couple of examples, so it's easier that way to understand and then relate as well. So first, let's go ahead and create our properties quickly. So public static void and then main, my string array, and then the command line argument, open the curly braces. Great. So first I'm going to, let's say, do our variable here, because first things first. So int x equals, let's say, 10. And next I'm going to create the do and then the while. So for instance, let me go ahead and in fact show you this first. So let's go ahead and click do, or type do, set of parentheses, and here I'm going to do a print. So system dot out dot print, and then what I'm going to print is the value of our variable, which is x, and then the variable again. So it's going to guarantee at least one execution, and that's the concept behind the do while loop. So put a semicolon, and then use the increment x plus plus semicolon, and do the system dot out dot print one more time. And I'm going to add new line, so the output stays in the new line. So it's just \n in the set of quotations, semicolon, and this goes curly braces here. And next I'm going to do the while x is less than 20. Great. So what is essentially happening here is simply we're doing the do while loop. So it's going to guarantee at least one execution, and we are going to get the output here as well as to the value of x. So let me go ahead and in fact run this. Let's click on the run option, save and launch dialog box appears, click OK, and we get the value starting from 10, 11 all the way to 19, because we specified that while x is less than 20. So the last value would be the 19. And our first value is 10 because that's what our variable is at this point, which is 10. So a simple do while loop. Let me in fact show you another example. This is pretty straightforward. What if I were to do a do while and ask the user for input, right? So I'm going to have the user ask input. In a previous lesson we did the getting user input, where the user is prompted to enter a certain value. So let me go ahead and in fact create a new file. So let's right click, click on new, and then I'm going to choose class again. And this time I'm going to say do while 1, right? Just a name. Click finish. Here we go. Since we need the user input in this example, of course I need to first import the class java.util.scanner, put a semicolon, and then my public class, which is do while 1, specify properties, public static void main, and then use the string array, and then our command line argument goes in here. Open our curly braces. Perfect. Next, let me do the scanner. So it'll be scanner equals, I'm going to call it new scanner, and then specify the system in, which is the input, semicolon, outside the parentheses. So get our variable here. So I'm going to say int value, for example, equals 0, and then are do curly braces, do the printout, system.out.print, and here I'm going to say enter a number. So once the user enters the number, fix this so this semicolon goes outside. Perfect. So once I define the system print, then I'm going to say the value equals scanner dot next, and that's a method I'm going to use, next int, semicolon, close the curly braces, and then do the while value equals or not equals, right? So I'm going to say value is not equal to 5. Notice in Java we use certain operators, right? So for example, the exclamation mark and equal sign means not equal to. If I were to say something like value equals 5, then I will just place 2 equal signs. I'll get to the operators lesson a little later on, but for right now we need to remember these operators as we're telling Java to do some calculations. So here I'm going to say exclamation mark equal to. So the value is not equal to 5, and it's going to prompt the user to enter a number. So once that's done, put a semicolon, and next just do the system.out.print, and here I'm going to say got 5. Great. So let's see what happens when I run this. So let's go ahead and click on run, save and launch, click OK, and Java prompts to enter a number. So if I enter 5, for example, it says you got 5. Let me run again. Enter a number. Let's say enter 2. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to keep prompting me until I hit 5. So enter a number. How about a 3? Well, it's not there. As soon as I enter 5 the third time, it's going to say, well, you got 5. So this way, it's going to do the loop, right? It's going to keep doing it until the value is 5. So this way, we can work with the do-while loop in Java. So I hope this helps practice, and let's move to the next lesson.